again, like I said, she's in alignment with the timings, right? Her name represents time. She is the Kali, right? Because there's different versions of Kali, right? And the version that is Kamala is the version that represents time, right? She is synonymous with that narrative. Again, she's a DA who gave out a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
She's a person who is packaged and presented at this particular time when she's on time, right? What hasn't the country seen? A woman president, whether melanated or not. You know what I'm saying? Just this whole concept of what this paradigm shift can potentially represent. And it's in alignment, like I said, the fact that the frontline defense against white supremacy is melanated women right now, right? And there is a need and a necessity to push back against Trump and Trumpism and what it represents in terms of stale Western white male psychology, right? Which has delved into psychiatry or you know, psycho, whatever. It's just crazy. It's white male Western psychology. They have an acronym. They call it WEIRD: Western, Educated, Independent, Rich, and Democratic. That's for the Dems. Their acronym is WEIRD, right? For the white boys that are Republican, let's say that's WASP, White Anglo-Saxon Protestants. You know what I'm saying? They're losing their shit. And I was reading an article and the white boys are saying the Civil War for us started in 2008. Now, they're masking it and saying, oh, this is when the housing crisis happened and we found out that we were not who we were always raised and taught to be. And this is when we first kind of figured out that our position here in this country is being compromised as us being one, the face of it or the future of it. That also was compounded in that year when they had to live under a black president, melanated, regardless of how you felt about him, right? Why don't you put yourselves in the psychological profile of a white man who you want to be so bad anyway? You spend the rest of your goddamn time thinking like you him. So imagine what he felt when he was taught that this is his country, his people killed for it and died for it. And now they got a black man leading it.
Shakes the foundation.
What do you think it did to his fragile psychosis? Right? He's looking at himself in ways that you can't even imagine. You go through your own body dysmorphism. What you think his is like when he got to look at himself in the mirror, nigga? Why you think he's so angry when he see you? Have you not figured that shit out yet? Right? And you spoke of something earlier, like all of this shit is primal. If you're not approaching it from a primal perspective first before you dress it up and all of these subtleties that they give us, nigga, it's primal. Everything goes back to mating at the end of the day. What is my preference to get the piece of punani that I want to bring my progeny here? That's what it cuts down to. Then we could dress it up. It's scorpionic, right? I came here to mate, procreate, and reproduce. Whether I pass some bread on to that nigga and you call it generational wealth, after all of this is shit that we could dress up after the fact. You feel me? So the white boy don't feel comfortable in a country that he considers to be home. He don't feel comfortable for himself. He don't feel comfortable for his women because his women is choosing now. The tanning of America's on him. Then he got to watch this amalgamated nigga who's a version of that become his president. And he's scared to death because the nigga coulda, woulda, right? They was having, which all of them commercials about 3 a.m. was about. The 3 a.m. nigga, I can't sleep. This nigga might go radical. He might go Huey P. Newton in the middle of the night. And that's what Trump tapped into and figured out. And he appealed to them because he played to that fear, right? And now they're quietly stoking that, right? It's different because it's a black woman. But they can't beat a black woman. They haven't beaten one in a long time, right? In a long time. We seem to forget about Condoleezza Rice. Born on my born day. We seem to forget about Condoleezza Rice. How you already technically had a melanated woman running this country from the shadows because it wasn't George W. And I don't think it was Dick Cheney, pause. It was really Condoleezza Rice.
Right.
Right? But do you know that we have a candidate right now that is also named Harris that's running against Marjorie Greene? No. So how bad do we want it? Do we know that we got a melanated person running against Ted Cruz? So how bad do we want it? How bad is the brand? How damaged is the brand that we take something so offensive that we got a list of ops and we got to get them out of the way by any means? Have we even like coalesced ourselves on some killer swarmer bee shit to take out our ops and our? No, we haven't. Because right here in Georgia, right a district up away, there's a melanated man who's a general whose last name is Harris running against Marjorie Greene. And she's an issue for us for real. And we could affect, right, local politics a lot more easier because we could have made it a national campaign. We could use all these platforms. She shit on all of them women, the Tamika Mallory's of the world, all of these people who are pom-pom cheerleaders now for the Harris presidency. Why you not focus on the whole spread? If it's really an issue, if it's really a thing, if we really flexing our powers, why is it so selective? Into a situation where you got to agree and say, all right, now I am participating with knowingly saying once again that I'm voting to make blackness the face of the brand that is not the brand that I belong to, right? So now blackness is the face of America Inc., right? At the cost of what? The face of blackness. Whatever that shit is defined as, right? Because that black face is not connected to a black mind. And the second opinion is not black. She got to speak to her husband. And then we think that goddamn candidates or actual presidents make decisions. We think that it's their same way that niggas think that their votes determine presidents. They think the presidents make decisions. That's how lost we are. That we don't know that regardless of who we voting for the IDF. And where's the? It's just these are just two different versions of extremes. Like one going through the front door and the other going through the back door. But when you get inside, goddamn it, you still gonna see the IDF. So whether it's Adelson, the lady Miriam Adelson, whether it's her who she's she's an ultra Zionist and the richest woman in the country, right? So whether it's her directly funding all of Trump's plays and saying, I own this presidency because I paid for it, or whether it's the fact that your president is going to be an ISOF, right, with a menorah in the White House, my nigga, either which way you get in the Zionist state that they're willing to do something about their brand identity damage, right? And then they're willing not to do something about it. Look how they flex their goddamn privilege and their access to your birthright. Look what they did with it. What you willing to do with it? Right? You don't want to kill nothing or let nothing fly unless it looks like you. So it's like, yeah, drill away. You know what I'm saying? Free Dirk.